Hello, and welcome to my review of X-Force issues 1 and 2 of their new series. In this video, we will go over my opinion of these two issues. As you can see, I have a picture, part of it, of the cover of the first issue. As you can see, it is good artwork. Very great artwork, honestly. And here we are. We are at the beginning of the comic book. Opening and to the next page. The artwork is decent, but not great. It doesn't really fit this type of series. I mean, it's good. It would be well for a series like maybe more cartoony, like a series based on the characters from Cartoon Network. But it has its own merits. But it's not. But it should not be for a mainstream comic book like Marvel. Here we're at a page where X-Force is questioning a terrorist who has been getting weapons from the new Cable, who they're calling Kid Cable. And it is pretty good. We have Domino showing a picture and questioning the terrorist, the mutant haters of this organization. And she wants to know where this Kid Cable is. They want to question him about him killing the original Cable. And I give us our Reverend Stryker impersonator, the general, talking to the president of his country. The president wants to know what had happened to all the mutants he had led into his country that he had the general look after. And now we have Kid Cable and Deathlok talking after Deathlok had been caught by the enemy. As I said before, the art by Dylan Burnett is decent but not great and should not be in this kind of series. Ed Brurson's writing isn't all that great either, but here we have stuff like generic thing about Deathlok being a psychopath with the robotic parts controlling the psychopath, yelling at Kid Cable, and now we have Kid Cable trying to get him out of there while the psychopath yells and screams. Honestly, what could be fundamentally great action scenes just come across as boring and rather generic. If it had better artwork, this story would probably be better, or better writing, but everything comes across as just run-of-the-mill and ordinary. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but it doesn't leave me with a really great feeling after it's done. We have them running out of the office and lab where Deathlok had been captured and been experimented upon. We have them gunning it down, and all I can say is that I'm still bored. I get very little enjoyment out of this, but it's only a marginally good read, but it's not that bad. And now we have X-Force rescuing them. We have them jumping out of the sky out of Pack Rat 2, another callback to the original X-Force series. We have rather decent artwork, and we have, surprise, the general kills the president. I guess he's the one who took all those mutants in there who disappeared. The general killing the president wasn't all that surprising, and now we have X-Force finally tracking down Kid Cable, and the artwork is decent, and still plain. As they question him, they threaten to kill him, even though they probably should because he killed their friend. As far as they know, they're not really sure this is actually Cable. All they know is he's Kid Cable. And now we come to the part where we see the general has decided to round up and kill all mutants. And now we come to the part where we find out what happened to Boom Boom, where she has been throughout this first issue. We found that she had been sleeping in, and she comes in to clean up the last of the terrorist X-Force had been questioning. She threatens them to blow them up if they don't tell her what she wants to know. But surprise, he has a surprise gun and he's going to shoot her. And surprise, surprise, Boom Boom blows them all up. Well, she gets out of there alive, but X-Force sparing those terrorists is made completely mute by them all dying, and the issue ends with Boom Boom acting like a spoiled little rich girl, wondering where her friends have gone. And now we come to the cover of the second issue. More great art by Pepe Larraz and David Curiel, who did the cover of the first issue. And all I can say is I really wish they were doing the interior art of these two issues, but Marvel refuses to do anything right nowadays. But this is really great artwork, and I really like it. Now, if Marvel could only have these guys do the interior art, I'd be happy. And we come to the first page, and we have... And I'm still bored. The artist makes an incredible scene of such violence boring. We have Warpath saving people, and I'm still not all that thrilled. The artwork and the stuff is very well made, put together, but just not all that good. And we have Warpath threatening one of the soldiers who was harming mutants with a cannonball, rescuing the guy by knocking him unconscious so Warpath can't kill him. I mean, it's all very good, but it's not X-Force art. This should be something more thrilling and more daring. Not this generic. We have Cannonball over the guy he just knocked out, checking to see if he's safe, even though he was threatening and killing mutants, saying that we're not killers, even though X-Force has killed people over and over again. Maybe it's just me, but Cannonball's eyes in this panel seem rather off. Maybe it's just the coloring by Jesus Arbatov or Brian Rebar. And now we have Deathlock and Shatterstar being bosses and kicking ass. And I have to say, this is a really generic panel, but at least we're getting some action, and I am enjoying myself. And now we have Warpath threatening a mutant who had been pretending to be a loyal soldier of the Generals. He had basically been wanting to join up so he could help other mutants who'd been taken captive, even though he had been basically being a little girl and not speaking up or using his powers to save anyone. And now we have the General. General, I'm not Stryker, I'm just a Russian general who's boring, and despite being having a vendetta against mutants, because his son is a mutant and wants to have him cured, is still boring. And now we have our other main antagonist, Ahab, who we have not seen for a while. Ahab has been experimenting on mutants and torturing them, trying to find a cure for mutants, because the general wants to cure his son. And so, this is some of the best artwork in these last two issues is Ahab, so enjoy it while we have it. It's just more of the same boring art that is as boring as dry old wheat. And Ahab is telling the general that his son was born a mutant. He wasn't infected by other mutants who were coming into the country. He's telling him his son was always a mutant, but the general refuses to believe him. And it just comes across as so boring that this general knows nothing about anything about mutants. In a position like that, he should. And as we come to this, we have him talking to Ahab, wondering when he will do anything about that. And we come across this guy who came from the future, who is only notable for having some of the better artwork in this issue. But don't get attached to him because he's dead. And now we come to Shatterstar and Kid Cable fighting each other. Shatterstar swearing some vengeance upon Kid Cable. And now that guy who we talked before, the mutant, who was trying to help other mutants, he and the rest of them come up with a plan to go out and save all those mutants who are now in an internment camp. And with X-Force arriving there to save the mutants, they look around and trying to get a feel of the situation when they're suddenly attacked because the general is done playing around. He sends in his giant robots from the future, and X-Force leaps into action when they go up against giant robots that are rather reminiscent of the robots from Cable, his first 90s series. And what happens? The issue ends on this. And I really wish they had gone into the fight a bit more, because this is the only action we had was at the beginning of the issue. And these are the first 2 issues of X-Force. Not a bad series, but I would save your money for something better. If you like this video, subscribe, click the bell, and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you folks all soon again. Goodbye.